is the longest video I've watched of him. Just give me a second.
Take your time.
They're frauds. They don't know they're frauds, and they don't know that you know they're frauds.
People online are now convinced that Erika Kirk was allegedly sending cryptic messages through Bible verses days before Charlie Kirk passed away. And once you actually look at the timeline laid out together, it's easy to see why the internet has been completely losing it over these posts. Ever since Charlie's passing, non-stop theories have been circulating online about Erika's possible involvement. Judging by the comments flooding in under these posts, social media is already deep down this rabbit hole, and it's only getting darker. So let's walk through the timeline, because this is exactly where things started getting wild. Apparently, Erika used to post Bible verses on X pretty regularly, but then, according to people online, she suddenly went silent on them for a long stretch after the 19th of September 2023. That was allegedly the last verse she posted before going quiet for close to 2 years. Now, look at this screenshot, because this is the exact post being shared non-stop across TikTok. The verse reads, "Also, I will teach you to respect me completely, and I will put a new way of thinking inside you. I will take out the stubborn hearts of stone from your bodies, and I will give you obedient hearts of flesh." The internet grabbed onto that wording fast, and people are now calling this one of the most unsettling posts in the entire timeline, especially that obedient hearts line. Once conspiracy TikTok locked onto this screenshot, things snowballed hard. Because, according to the theory spreading online, Erika suddenly starts posting Bible verses again right before Charlie's passing, after being mostly inactive with them for a long time. As you can see from this screenshot, Erika posts another verse on the 8th of September 2025. "For by grace you have been saved through faith, and this is not your own doing. It is the gift of God, not a result of works, so that no one may boast." Then another one on September 9th, and then this one the morning before Charlie passed away. "God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble." Now, Bible verses by themselves aren't suspicious. People post religious content online every single day. But the internet is laser-focused on the timing of these posts. And some of the comments under these screenshots are genuinely jaw-dropping. One person wrote,
"All right, you guys, straight to jail, straight to jail." For questioning at least Erika, someone once commented beneath this show that if the situations were reversed and there were this many verifiable lies that Charlie told regarding the murder or assassination of his wife, Charlie would be in prison awaiting trial.
"From the day Charlie got clapped, I knew she was in on it. I knew she was an accomplice of sorts. She lies by omission." Another commented, "She definitely knew. How could she not have known?" Mikey McCoy called her immediately. "It was ingrained in his brain, and Andrew Colvert obsessively praises her daily. Remember, she knows everything." Those are internet comments, not confirmed facts. But comments like these are exactly why this theory keeps growing every single week, because people are no longer looking at Erika as a grieving widow. One of the biggest conversations happening right now is that many viewers think Erika has spent months looking more like someone on a PR tour than someone mourning privately. Ever since Charlie's passing, she's been doing interviews, posting emotional clips, appearing at events, what many are calling a full legacy media run for Charlie's image and turning point. But the internet is not buying the emotional angle at all. People keep accusing her of fake tears, fake grief, and allegedly using Charlie's passing to elevate her own political profile. This comment spread fast. Did notice that Mrs. Erika Kirk has posted more sentimental posts with Charlie after her April 29th Rhythm Nation video than what she ever did prior to? Feels more like a PR move from the scrutiny of the video more than genuine sentiment of missing Charlie. That comment pretty much summarizes the entire mood online right now, because once people believe someone is hiding something, every tiny detail starts looking suspicious. Then Candace Owens entered the conversation and things got even more chaotic. Candace has not been going easy on Erika lately, and she's arguably one of the biggest reasons these theories have exploded online. Candace didn't just question the timeline surrounding Charlie's passing. She allegedly started pushing theories that Erika may have been connected to internal power struggles happening behind the scenes at Turning Point USA. And once that conversation started, the rabbit hole got 10 times darker. According to theories Candace discussed, Erika allegedly worked with internal leadership figures inside Turning Point USA and may have had personal motives tied to taking over the organization after Charlie's passing. Then there's that leaked audio where she reportedly called her husband's memorial an event of the century, and if you haven't heard it yet, take a listen. Then things got even wilder once Candace started connecting Erika's Romania charity work to broader theories involving networks, intelligence operations, and hidden political agendas. And this is the exact article that sent conspiracy TikTok into yet another spiral. Just look at this headline.
Wow. I don't even know where to begin. The fact that we were able to pull off an event of a century, like, it's just insane. We had over 275,000 people that attended, and stadium, overflow, Westgate, insane, you guys. And then you have, was it 100 million?
Erika Kirk and the Romanian Angels. Question: how a charity, a US military base, and a hotspot collided. The internet saw the words Romania, military base, and hotspot all sitting in the same headline next to Erika's name and immediately started treating it like the plot of some secret political thriller. People went absolutely wild. And honestly, once you actually read through what's being discussed, it's not hard to see why this particular article became the match that lit everything on fire. Now let's break down why Romania even became part of this conversation in the first place. Because a lot of people watching this story unfold online skipped right past the details and jumped straight to the conclusions. Erika Kirk has been publicly connected to charity work operating out of Romania for some time now. On the surface, that sounds completely fine. Charitable work abroad is not unusual for public figures. But the internet doesn't do surface level. Not even close. People started digging. And what they found, or at least what they believe they found, started raising eyebrows across multiple platforms simultaneously. The combination of a charity organization, a US military base nearby, and what the article describes as a hotspot location created the kind of headline that conspiracy communities absolutely feast on. And once that article started circulating on TikTok, it wasn't just being shared, it was being dissected line by line, word by word, screenshot by screenshot. People were tagging each other, building threads, connecting dots that may or may not actually connect. That's the world we're living in right now with this story. Now let's be real, the visuals surrounding this entire story are not helping calm things down either. Especially when you compare Erika's social media presence now versus before Charlie's passing. People online keep pointing out how polished everything looks, the emotional captions, the carefully chosen photos, the back-to-back interviews, the public speeches, the appearances. The internet keeps saying it doesn't feel like raw grief. It feels strategic to them. It feels like a brand rollout more than a mourning period. And that perception has stuck hard across social media. Whether that's fair or not is a completely different conversation, but here's the thing about perception online. Once it takes hold, it spreads faster than any correction ever could. And right now, the perception surrounding Erika is sitting in a very complicated place publicly. Every post she makes gets analyzed. Every word she chooses in an interview gets clipped and reposted. Every smile, every outfit, every public appearance gets scrutinized under a microscope by thousands of people who have already made up their minds about what they believe happened. And that brings us to the comments, because the comment sections across TikTok right now are something else entirely. People are not holding back at all. This one might genuinely be the wildest take of all. Erika Kirk is an intelligence asset using these posts to send signals on operations that are being carried out discreetly. These verses would have been a signal to her commanders that the assignment will be carried out. Now, personally, that theory sounds extremely far-fetched. Intelligence asset, commanders, coded Bible verses. It reads like the screenplay of a movie that hasn't been made yet. But here's what's important to understand. This is not a fringe comment sitting at 2 likes on some random post. Comments like this are getting thousands of interactions. People are agreeing, debating, adding their own layers on top of it. The theory is growing legs, whether it deserves to or not. And that's the part of this story that's genuinely worth paying attention to. It's not just about whether any of these theories are true. It's about how fast unverified ideas can spread, how deeply people invest emotionally in narratives built on circumstantial details, and how nearly impossible it becomes to walk any of it back once the internet decides it believes something. Because right now, people are constructing entire storylines out of nothing more than screenshots, interview clips, reposted comments, suspicious timing, and a headline about Romania. There are no confirmed facts driving most of what's circulating. There are no official investigations pointing in the direction the internet is pointing. What's fueling all of this is emotion, timing, and the very human tendency to look for patterns, especially after something as shocking and unexpected as Charlie Kirk's passing. Let's talk about that timing piece again, because it really is the backbone of everything that keeps this story resurfacing. The Bible verse timeline that people have laid out online is genuinely what started all of this. The long silence after the 19th of September 2023. The sudden return to posting verses in the days leading up to Charlie's passing. And then that specific verse, God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble, posted allegedly on the very morning before everything happened. That detail alone has been shared tens of thousands of times across platforms. People screenshot it, add their own commentary, tag their friends, post reaction videos. Every time this story starts to cool down even slightly, that particular detail resurfaces and reignites the entire conversation all over again. It has become the anchor point of the conspiracy, the one piece that people keep coming back to because the timing genuinely feels hard to ignore, even for people who are not naturally conspiracy-minded. And here is where things get even more layered, because it's not just random accounts pushing these theories anymore. Prominent voices, people with large platforms and real influence have stepped into this conversation. And once figures with significant reach start amplifying these ideas, the audience grows exponentially. What starts as a niche TikTok thread becomes a cross-platform conversation happening across millions of feeds within days. That is exactly what happened here, and the scale of it is genuinely hard to overstate. The Romania angle added an entirely new dimension to an already complicated story. Because now it wasn't just about Bible verses and suspicious timing, now there were international elements being woven in. Charity organizations with unclear funding trails. Proximity to a military installation, a location being described in ways that invited speculation. The internet took all of those individual pieces and started assembling them into a picture that, depending on who you ask, either looks deeply suspicious or completely explainable through normal circumstances. But here's the reality that gets lost in all of this noise. Context matters enormously, and context is almost always the first casualty in viral conspiracy content. A charity operating near a military base in Eastern Europe is not automatically sinister. A Bible verse posted in the morning is not automatically a coded signal. A polished social media presence after a public tragedy is not automatically evidence of something darker. These are things that, when examined individually and honestly, have completely reasonable explanations. But the internet is not examining them individually. The internet is stacking them. And when you stack enough individually explainable things on top of each other, the pile starts to look like proof to a lot of people, even when every single piece of it could be explained away on its own. That psychological dynamic is really what this story is about at its core. It's about how grief, suspicion, political tension, and social media algorithms combine to create something that takes on a life of its own. Charlie Kirk was a polarizing public figure. His passing came as a shock. The circumstances surrounding it raised questions in people's minds from the very beginning. And in that kind of environment where emotions are high, trust is low, and information spreads instantly, conspiracy theories don't just survive, they thrive. Erika Kirk stepped into one of the most scrutinized positions imaginable the moment Charlie passed away. Everything she does publicly is going to be analyzed. Everything she says is going to be reframed by people who have already decided what they believe. That is the reality of being connected to a story this big in the social media age, regardless of whether any of the theories circulating about her have any basis in truth whatsoever. And the deeper this rabbit hole gets, the harder it becomes for anyone, even people genuinely trying to be objective, to separate verified facts from emotionally charged speculation. Because by this point, the two have been blended together so thoroughly across so many posts and threads and videos that most people consuming this content cannot even tell where the facts end and the theories begin. That is not an accident. That is how viral narratives work. That is how they sustain themselves. So where does this story go from here? Honestly, based on everything circulating right now, it doesn't look like it's slowing down anytime soon. Every new interview Erika gives will get dissected. Every post she makes will be screenshotted and analyzed. Every public appearance will be clipped and reposted with commentary. And any new detail that surfaces, no matter how minor, will get plugged straight into the existing narrative that thousands of people have already built and committed to believing. The God is our refuge and strength verse is not going away. The Romania headline is not going away. The leaked audio, the PR tour accusations, the Candace Owens commentary, none of it is going away. This story has too many moving pieces, too many emotionally invested people, and too many unanswered questions for it to quietly fade out. And social media will make absolutely sure of that. What started as a few screenshots of Bible verses has now grown into one of the most layered and talked about conspiracy theories surrounding a political figure's passing in recent memory. Whether any of it turns out to be grounded in reality, that remains to be seen. But one thing is absolutely certain: the internet has already made its decision. And it is not done talking about Erika Kirk. If this entire breakdown had you thinking, questioning, and connecting dots, smash that like button right now, because this kind of deep dive takes serious work to put together. Share this with someone who needs to see the full picture, not just the clips floating around on their feed. Subscribe so you never miss when we go this deep on a story, because we are just getting started. And drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think the internet is onto something here, or has social media completely gone too far with this one? We want to know exactly where you stand. See you on the next one.